What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my recap of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5, Truth. Now, a lot's been going on. We saw in the last episode that Captain America's finally lost it. He has gone crazy, and it is nothing left for him. He done took the serum. He done got that act right juice up in him. He got roid rage. His boy done got killed, Lamar, and he got it filmed in front of everybody, and now it's not looking good for him. So I'm gonna break it down on this episode. So let's do it. We see when it start off that he's running away from the scene, and he goes to some type of warehouse to kind of gather his thoughts, and a lot of things is going through his head, like visions of his boy Lamar and different things. And so he's trying to take a knee, get himself together, and then he remembers some things that him and Lamar used to talk about. So he like, all right, let's do this. But then it comes Falcon and Bucky, and so they're telling him, hey, you gotta calm down, you went too far. He's saying, hey, they killed Lamar, that dude killed Lamar. They like, no, he didn't kill Lamar. And he's saying, hey, you need to give up the shield. He say, oh, okay, that's what this is about. And he's saying, you don't want to do this. And they said, yeah, actually we do. And so the blood is still fresh, dripping from the shield, and he don't want to give up the shield. And they saying, hey, you got to give up the shield because of your record. They may go ahead and be lenient on you. Come on, man, let's go. And he was thinking about it for a second, and he said, you know what? You almost had me. Next thing you know, they square up, and then it's a showdown. It's a fight. And so Bucky, he really been wanting to beat his ass for a minute anyway, so he was happy to get into it. He said, yeah, I'm ready for this. And so they at it. Now Bucky got super soldier serum in him too, so it's a good fight between them two. Falcon though is a regular man, but he has the little, jetpack. So they battling, they trying to take the shield from him, which I don't know why they give a damn about that shield so much, but they trying to take it from him. I mean, I know why, because there was Steve Rogers or whatever, but anyway, Falcon using the jetpack and the chicken wings to try and go ahead and do a little something on him. They trying to double team him, and actually he was beating their ass. He was holding his own. It took both of them. If it was a one-on-one, he would have beat each one of them by himself, and he was having a hard time for a second. Bucky was trying to get him. He moved, breaking steel with his metal arm, vibranium arm, and so they trying to pull the shield away. Man, he threw Bucky around, and next thing you know, as soon as he was about to get the upper hand on Bucky and take him out, here come Falcon with his backup. So Bucky laying there, his arm is twitching and malfunctioning. Falcon come with the chicken wings, and he do a couple moves, but he gets slammed, and Captain America tried to like decapitate him, but he moved out the way, foot swept him with the chicken wings, and so he's trying to tell him to chill and to give it up and come in, but he ain't trying to hear that. And so they got to keep fighting. He wants that shield back. I guess he got a little guilt right now that he didn't take the Captain America shield, and this dude representing Captain America horribly. So he got the little clamp on it. He using the little jetpack, which is pretty powerful, but he was able to resist. He had his foot up against the wall, and he was stronger than Falcon and that jetpack chicken wings combined. But eventually he did get the shield away from him, and it fell on the floor, but so did he. And so now they got to get up, get regrouped, and so now it's a race to the shield. And so when he was getting ready to go, then we see John jump on top of him, and he end up beating his ass, and then he ripped off the chicken wings, and he was like tweaking hard. I am Captain America. I mean, straight roid rage. He was strong enough to rip off the chicken wings off the jetpack, and then he had the shield and was about to decapitate him while Bucky was knocked out. But of course, Bucky gonna wake up right in time to tackle him and save his boy, because he was really in the midst of roid rage. And so after they was fighting or whatever the case, he had the shield. Bucky kind of had him subdued with one arm. Falcon came on the other arm, and they kind of had him held back, so he still used the jetpack power. And so they had his arm kind of isolated against this wall, and he couldn't really do much. And then the jetpack power, as along with Bucky's power, they ended up breaking his arm right around the elbow. And so his elbow got dislocated or whatever, and that's how they was able to get the shield out of his hand finally, because it took a whole lot to do. And even after that, he still was ready to fight. He got up and he was still ready to fight with his right hand, and it wasn't looking too good for him. But Bucky ended up coming and laying his ass out, dropping him like a bad habit. And next thing you know, he picked him up and they did some type of WWE combo move, and Falcon used the jetpack with the shield and hit him in the head and in the back, and Bucky slammed him, and they was all laid out. But Captain America was really laid out, and so it looked like they finally was able to calm his ass down, because he was really on hype mode. And so Falcon, he got the shield back. Bucky gave it to him, and he made him kind of feel guilty for never taking it. And Sam felt guilty because he ended up giving it to a dude that didn't deserve it. Meanwhile, we see that a lot of people is getting arrested that had something to do with the flag smashers. And so now we see Sam, and he meeting up with his Bucky, and they talking about Bucky going to go look for Zemo. And Sam, he talking to his ex-military partner, and he's telling him, he's not really telling them what happened with John Walker and everything, Captain America, and he's not really telling them what happened to his chicken wings, because he look and he see that the wings is broke. He said, damn, what happened to these? But he didn't ever answer him. And so his partner Torres is telling him a little bit about what's going on with the flag smashers, updating him. And then he said, what you want me to do with these chicken wings? He said, keep them. Meanwhile, we see back in Washington, John Walker is going to some type of court-martial type thing, except it's not actual court-martial, some type of congressional hearing. And so people is booing him and all kind of stuff. He's there with his wife. He got his arm in a sling. And so while he's there in court, well, it's not court, but while he's there talking with them, they're telling him, hey, they're going to strip his rank and his retirement and everything, but they're not going to put him in jail. And he's pissed. He trying to explain his side, and they say, we don't need. He's like, let me explain. And he's trying to, you don't understand. You don't know what it means and what it takes to be Captain America and do the job. I did everything you wanted me to do. I'm in everything. So he's really pissed. He's like snapping. And he walks out while they were still talking. And they said, hey, we want that shield back. But he don't have it. So he's sitting in the lobby. His wife is talking to him, trying to calm him down, when all of a sudden we see Julia Louis-Dreyfus walk up in. We could hear the little click clack of the boots. She like, these boots were not made for walking. And so she's talking to him, and she's saying, hey, you did a great thing out there. If it was up to me, I would have killed them all. My name is Valentina. And she had a real long name, or whatever the case. She was actually kind of funny, of course, in her own unique way, as always. For those who don't know, she was on Seinfeld. Anyway, she was telling them that her name was Valentina Allegra, and she was saying, just call me Val for short, but, don't call me Val, just say it in your head. Best thing you can do is when I call, answer the phone, and don't worry about these guys and ties. They don't really get it. And so he's wondering who she is. She gave the wife a card, and the whole time he ain't never, get the card till she leave, and then he like, it's blank. So we don't know exactly what she's gonna do and what she's about. Meanwhile, we see that Carly and her crew come back to their little hideout, but everybody's been arrested and gone. And so now she's pissed. She's upset that they done took all her people away, and she feels it's nowhere safe for her and her people to go. Meanwhile, back in Sokovia, we see that Zemo is at the memorial, because he had asked them, have you ever visited the memorial? And so that's the first place that Bucky went to, and he said, I figured you'd be here sooner. And so Bucky is telling him, hey, it's over. You're going to have to go back. And so he's, pretty much trying to talk to him a little bit about what happened and everything. And Bucky is not really talking to him about it. He ended up pulling out a gun. And so Zemo get a little worried, and then he ended up pointing the gun at him. And so now Zemo think he about to get killed. And then Bucky pulled the trigger, but it just did a little click clack. It wasn't no bullets in it. So Zemo kind of flinched a little bit. He was worried. And then Bucky pulled out the bullets, dropped them on the floor, and kind of showed him, hey, I could have killed you if I wanted to, but I'm no longer in that type of person. I'm not the Winter Soldier no more. And then next thing you know, we see that the Dora Milaje from Wakanda, they come and pick him up. And they said that they're going to take him. They said, we are going to take him to the raft. And so they take him away. They're going to put him in the raft, the prison. And so she told him, you stay away from Wakanda, White Wolf, for a while. And so when she was leaving, he said, hold up, I got one more favor to ask of you. And so now we see that Sam is in the hood, and it's a couple kids hooping in the hood and in the street. Now we see that he was going to talk with Isaiah Bradley, and his godson told him he in the backyard, so he walked through the backyard and he in there watering the plants, and he got the damn Captain America shield. He says, is that what I think it is? And he was about to open it up. He said, I don't want to see that damn thing. And so he's trying to talk to him. He said, look, I need to understand what went wrong, what happened. And he's like, what you mean what went wrong? You should know. He said, look, I don't want that bitter old man stuff. He said, if you ain't bitter, you're blind, okay? If you ain't bitter, you must be blind. And so then we see that they inside talking, and he said that, you know, hey, they had me locked up. That was my wife. They told her that I was dead. She was writing and everything, and then eventually she gave up. She died before I got out. He said that he was, while he was there, a nurse took pity. A nurse took pity on me. She the one that gave me this. She said and pronounced me dead somehow, and I was able to get out. If it wasn't for her, I would have never had any of this. And so he was telling him, you know, but what went wrong? What happened? He said, you know, they'll never let a black man be Captain America. They experimented on me. This is what I got for my service. And he was showing the wounds. He said my men got captured and they were going to blow the whole place up. But those were my men, my brothers. I went in and rescued them. And they'll never let a black man be Captain America, at least not a self-respecting black man. And so then that kind of hit home to him, because he was thinking about it now being Captain America. But now you said that he basically a sellout if he decide to be Captain America. Meanwhile, we see he leave and he give a phone call to his sister, tell her, hey, I'm coming home. And so now he going back home to his family. Meanwhile, he there back home with his family and his nephews, and they fixing the fishing net, and they said, you know, we can't sell it. Mom said that, you know, he didn't want to buy it because it's in too bad a condition. And so Sam, he talking to her, talking about how many people owe mom and dad favors. I'm going to call them in. And he always think he can fix and save everything, when the truth of the matter is he broke and he never got a paycheck while he was working for the Avengers, which is really messed up. So meanwhile, they got a beautiful place or whatever, and so they got a raggedy ass boat, look like a little tugboat or whatever. And so they trying to fix the Paul and Darlene, and it need a lot of work. But next thing you know, he called in them favors and all kind of people came. And so they even brought all kind of nice equipment and stuff, but he was like, how we gonna get it off the truck? And here come Bucky with his little swole ass, come pick it up and put it down. You're welcome. And so everybody looking like, damn, this dude on swole. What are he taking? He got that act right juice. And then he give him this special case and said, I got a favor from Wakanda. This is for you. And so he look at the case, and we never see what's inside of it just yet. And so now they sitting there, a little pipe bust on the boat, and he goes and fix it. And he say, why you don't never use the metal arm? He say, well, I'm right-handed. Meanwhile, we see his sister got little googly eyes for Bucky. She want to get a little young Buck, see what young Buck's all about. Meanwhile, they working on the boat, trying to sand everything, trying to get stuff together. He trying to pull this piece off. Here come young Buck right here with the scoliosis, come yank that little piece off with like it was no problem. He like, okay, all right, show off. Meanwhile, they sitting there having a beer, talking about, you know, what's gonna happen with the future, and he looking at that case from Wakanda still. And so Bucky said, hey, look, no problem, man, I'm getting ready to go ahead and get me a hotel room or whatever the case and get a night's rest. He like, oh, you gonna do me like that? He say, man, what? He say, hey, man, you can stay here, don't matter if you got 6 toes or whatever, but you better not be messing and flirting with my sister. He like, oh yeah, no problem, okay. Yeah, I don't need no chocolate pudding. Meanwhile, we see that John Rogers, he's over there trying to talk to Lamar's family, and he's telling them that the person he killed is the person that killed Lamar. He said, you sure that was the one that killed my boy? He said, yeah, and the mama's all crying, and she gave him a hug. They killed my baby. He was so proud of you. He said it was such an honor serving with you. This picture right here. He really appreciated you. He had a little snot bubble running and everything, gave him a little hug, and so he's sitting there telling them that the person that he killed is the one that killed Lamar, when that's not true. He was with the people that killed Lamar, but he didn't actually do it. And he kind of had a little guilt trip on his face when he was doing it. And then when he was walking down the street, he saw a little poster where the Cap is back, and now he's like, oh man, it's like a movie poster, but you know, Cap is gone. Meanwhile, we see that Sharon Carter is making little deals or something on the phone with somebody talking to him. Maybe she's the power broker, but I got a theory about that. Meanwhile, we see back at, you know, Sam's place, he's waking up and he hears the nephews playing with the shield, and they pretending that they in the battle. He like, hey, what's up? And then they hurry up, put the shield down, and break on out of there before they get in trouble or whatever. And so he started laughing or whatever, like, oh, that's kind of cool. Anyway, we see that in the morning, they trying to work on the boat, trying to get some things done or whatever, and then we see they still working on it, and for a long time. It was started in the crack of dawn, and they still working on it. Here come his sister talking about, I told you that wasn't what we needed with the water pump, and hey, I don't come up in the sky telling you how to do no barrel rolls and stuff. Hey, let me tell you what's needed. Y'all need to go. So they get up and leave. She didn't check their ass. Meanwhile, he in the little forest over there by the house practicing throwing the shield around, and they bouncing it around, and they having a little real talk conversation. And so Bucky's like, look, man, I apologize, man. Me and Steve had no idea what it would mean to be Captain America and be black. You know, how could we? We never thought about it. So with that being said, you know, I apologize. You got a lot on your table. And he's like, look, man, I get it. I appreciate it. You want some tough love? Here's what you got to do, man. You still having your nightmares? He said, yeah. He said, look, I still got Steve Book. I work for him, and I work for me. He said, look, you wasn't really going and making amends. You was trying to make them feel better, and you was trying to, instead of making them feel better, you was going to make yourself feel better. What you need to do is go ahead, talk to them. You know, give them the peace of mind or whatever that the people that you hurt as the Winter Soldier, and then they'll be able to deal with it, and maybe you could move on. He's like, all right, man. And so now they walking off. He said he about to leave, and Sam, he about to stay pretty much and start practicing with the shield. And so Bucky walk off and leave, and we see Sam, he talking with his sister. He was about to paint the boat and paint the names off, and she said, no, wait a minute, don't do it. We ain't selling the boat. She said, we can't sell it. This is our legacy. And he said, you know what? I'm glad to hear you say that. This is all we got. We need to hold on to this. I know you think I be running from everything all the time, but I've been trying to do too much. She said, I ain't never thought you was running. Who thought you was so sensitive, baby brother? Hey, I'm here for you. I know you ain't scared of nothing. You ain't running, and I appreciate everything you've been doing. So him and his sister on good terms now. So now we see the shield, and so now he's practicing hard now. He's trying to learn how to throw the shield, catch it. He missing, damn near getting his head chopped off. And so we see he's steadily practicing and practicing to get better. He's doing exercise, and he's doing little flips, doing a little running and stuff, trying to get his swole on. But the truth of the matter is, in my opinion, I don't give a damn how many push-ups or little laps he run, unless he got some type of suit or serum, he gonna get whooped. So he's still practicing, learning, perfecting his craft so that when the time comes, he can hold his own. And he already got a little bit of strength and stuff, but I don't know if he's ready to battle these big boys. So he inspiring his nephews, and one little hint is they call him Uncle Sam, because his name's Sam and they uncle, and he Uncle Sam. So maybe he was always destined to be Captain America. Anyway, he's practicing. He's getting better and better. You can see as the little training montage continues, he done broke a tougher sweat. He doing bigger, better flips, and now he knows how to use that shield, throw it and catch it. And so now it looked like he may be ready. And his nephews, they like Uncle Sam, and they proud of him or whatever. So he's feeling a little better about his skill level. Meanwhile, we see Carly in New York, and she talking with her crew, and she telling them, hey, this plan's about to work. These people trying to make this vote on us. I got something for them. And then we see GSP, George St. Pierre, the famous MMA fighter, come, and he bring a little special package of weapons or something. And so they like right in the middle of the park making a weapons deal. And so he ready to get revenge, and he want to kill the Falcon, he said. But she telling him, you know, you'll still get your chance, but you need to wait because we here to do something else. So he a little pissed. He heard that barely with that little cauliflower ear. But anyway, she tell everybody, look, I got a plan. We about to put this in place. Then she take her phone and she tell them first that we about to do some type of test. And then she pushed a couple buttons, and everybody in the park damn near stood up like in John Wick. They all had a little phone, little message. And so we see that she got all kind of like secret agents on speed dial. And so they all ready to go and stop this vote that they trying to pass, and this little resolution about the flag smashers or whatever and refugees. And so now she done activated everybody in the park. Now they about to try to make a move and stop this little vote from being taken place. Meanwhile, Sam is watching live on TV, and also he get a little call from his boy, and he's saying, hey, the same signal that we tracked in Europe that she was using, we just found being used in New York. And so he's looking, and it's breaking news about in New York City the vote taking place. And so now we see that the council is together. They deciding who is what they're going to do with the refugees, and what, should they round them up, should they put them in this place or that place. And so they all going back and forth about what they're going to do with all these people. And then before they can get a decision, we see some dude get a signal, and then next thing you know, the power goes out. And so now they sitting in the dark. Then the little emergency lights come on, and before we know what's about to happen to them, it cuts to the scene where we see Sam with that case, and he opens the case, but we never see what's inside that case. And I'm gonna tell you what I think is in the case at the end. So we see that Lamar, the picture of Lamar at the very end of the cutscene, is inspiring John Walker to build his own shield. Just that whole Lamar situation, and then losing the shield, and then he take his little Medal of Honor and try to put it on the shield. And so he making a shield out of steel instead of vibranium, but he wants his own damn shield. He about to be the bootleg Captain America regardless. Now it's time for some real talk. Now, I like this episode. This show is pretty good, and I like how everything is going. It was a good fight. This dude really is tweaking hard trying to be Captain America. And at the end of this episode, if you are watching to see the deleted scene, but the hidden scene, you'll see he trying to build that shield. He really wants to be Captain America, but he gonna be the evil one. And my theory on what's in that box that Sam got from Wakanda is, I think it's some type of Captain America suit, but similar to how Tony Stark gave Spider-Man a suit that's kind of like enhanced, or like how Black Panther has a suit that's somewhat enhanced with the vibranium. I think that this Captain America suit is going to be exactly what he needs in order to compete and fight with all these evil dudes that he going to have to fight, like Carly and all these other people that have the serum in them. Otherwise, he going to get destroyed. I don't give a damn how many push-ups he do or how many laps he run. He ain't going to be able to hold his own with these people that took the serum. So if that inside that box is some type of Captain America suit that's enhanced, that's what I think it is, and I think that's exactly what he needs in order to hold his own. What y'all think is in that suit, and do you think he should be Black Captain America? I love how when they was talking to the other dude, Isaiah, that he was talking about how for 400 years they've been lying and covering up stuff, and he spoke a lot of truth. I like how they integrate realism with the comic book story. It makes it to be a better and more enjoyable story overall, and I see a lot of more shows doing that recently, and that's a good idea in my opinion. Anyway, I enjoyed the episode. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.